Win real money on all your favourite esports games. Just pick your event. We have loads to choose from. And place your bet. Win real money at Betway.
Work.
5 seconds remaining.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back into, of course, the WCA Season Number 2 European Qualifiers. We are here with Team Empire versus Vega Squadron in what is a best-of-3 series, a knockout series to determine who moves on and who is done here in the lower bracket. Thank you so much for joining us here on Moonduck TV today. Of course, I'm joined by my good friend, my colleague, my co-caster, Purge. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm a little sleepy, just woke up, but pretty excited for the games. I mean, the WCA teams have consistently been really good, so I've had a great day casting the last couple days, and excited for today too.
So, Vega, obviously, the addition of FNG, and I think the squad they have now, still a very strong squad. They have Mag, they've had him for a while. Sioma's been on the team forever.
Did you say ditch FNG?
No, they have FNG.
Oh, okay.
Since they've added FNG, I think is what I said.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But that's the thing, right? FNG is like, this guy's an incredible drafter. Obviously, I don't think we need to sing his praises too much, but talk about his addition and talk about what he brings to the team, because I feel like he's a very important kind of drafter in the way that he drafts and just who he is overall in the Dota scene.
Yeah, I mean, he has good synergy. That's definitely true. He also has really high individual MMR, which is pretty interesting, because I would consider most captains usually don't have super high MMR. At least not like extremely high on the leaderboard, but he's actually way up there. I don't know if he plays core in pubs or not, but he definitely does have really good draft understanding. Interesting strategies. He's one of the original guys that would draft a lot of Illidan and bench carry kind of a thing, but they're split up now, but I have a lot of faith in Vega as a team. They've always been very solid, so excited to see if they do better this time around. I think it's like one CIS team, which I always think is much better than their placings that they get. Like, they don't qualify for TI sometimes, but I think they're like right on the edge of being good enough, stuff like that.
That's how
I have
a
lot of respect for them.
That's how I feel about Vega. I always feel like they're so close, and I'm always surprised when I see them not qualify for certain tournaments. Like, you go back to ESL 1, they had a great showing there, obviously with a different roster, a much different roster, but it was like those kind of tournaments, like you see them in and they crush, and then there's like tournaments where like TA qualifiers or Manila qualifiers, they just quite can't get over the hump, whereas Empire also similarly has had those kind of results recently with this squad, or at least with a squad similar to this. I know they've changed their roster a lot in the past couple of months, so... And Empire yesterday looked very impressive, Purge. I mean, Miposhka in particular, really all of them. And it was the Konka from Miposhka that was really solid, and they pick it up again here.
It's exciting, man. Like they really did play amazing like yesterday. And it wasn't just Miposhka, it was King R as Miposhka, it was everybody on the team. It's going to be a tough game for Vega, I think, considering how Empire played yesterday. But I think Vega's no slouches either. They've got a draw strat to start things off, very commonly banned in the first run lately. Against Axe makes it a little bit iffy. We'll see how the laning goes, but having Disruptor draw right at the start and a Mirana core with draw aura is pretty amazing. Their lane should be so strong.
The Empire will counter up, though. You talked about the Axe a little bit, but now here comes the GK as well. So not only do they have some strong team fight with the Axe, they also have some good pushing synergy as well. And starting off a team fight, maybe getting a couple of kills, turning that into a tower. That seems to be what Team Empire want to go for here, and we'll see if they can transition into getting some of those towers with the DK mid.
Yeah, their team fight should be really strong too in the mid game, just because of Oracle on the backline on that, and just the amount of team fights they can take with Konka X. So, yeah, I definitely agree. Their mid game should be really strong, but Vega's laning is going to be so good.
Right.
That's going to be hard to play against.
I mean, that's what happens when you get the Drow Mirana, though, honestly, is that you have such a good laning phase, usually because of the amount of right-click damage you're able to do, and you can add more ranged heroes on top, and you can even add maybe Avenge for Vengeance, or if you really want to, but which is what we used to see a lot with Drow Ranger strats, is that you would add Avenge to get some extra aura and some extra damage, but a lot of Drow strats are a lot different nowadays than and they're just packing on the damage. You know, there's certain heroes that need to be picked. A lot of draft strats are very well thought out, and we'll see if Vegas are the same.
It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, it's a good thing that Drow Ranger basically just buffs all ranged heroes, because like, and she's more independent than she used to be. Like in the past, Drow was just so hard countered by like a million different carries, but the overall buffs to the hero has made her more diversified. Just she's still a little too strong right now, arguably. Yeah. So it's still fun to watch her play games, that's for sure.
I mean, I would definitely agree with you, though. She is maybe a little too strong in this meta, and along with Amrana as well. Obviously, like we talked about yesterday, Icefrog can't just nerf the hero into oblivion, you know, right at the start of a patch. You know, these things take time. They're nerfed slightly over the course of maybe a couple of months, maybe a little bit less time than that, but regardless, they are going for the blue strat as they pick the Ogre Magi, another blue hero, but really this choice is all about, number one, having a tanky support that has a lot of armor, and number two, Bloodlust, and what that provides for the team, not to mention just some good overall Ignite damage and a decent stun as well.
Yeah, they're going to transition so well in the mid to late game. Drow Ranger obviously already does good carry potential, but Mirana usually lacks a little bit, going Hags, Blink, and then either maybe like a Linken's or an E-Blade, but putting Bloodlust on top of that increases all their attack speed by 60. It's a huge damage increase, not to mention just the mobility advantage they get. It kind of like, in some ways, offsets the Culling Blade kill, just putting Bloodlust on a couple heroes, so it can make a huge difference just having Ogre in the game.
That's a good point. It's kind of a point that I forgot about. It's just the Culling Blade movement speed buff alongside the Bloodlust movement speed is... Both people are... Oh, and now with Vega going for the Centaur as well, the Stampede movement speed buff as well. So I love the fact that a lot of Drow strats will rely on one tanky frontliner that's either in the off lane or somewhere along the lines. And he's going to be the one soaking up a lot of your damage, and he's going to be the frontliner that you're trying not to focus down, but he's going to be up in your face. Brewmaster's often another example with some of these strats. And they go for the Centaur this time. We saw it yesterday, but that was a little bit of a different strategy, I feel like. And I liked the Centaur yesterday. What did you think about Centaur?
Yeah, I mean, it was still good. I doubt they're not going to do the exact same thing, clearly, because it's first of all, it's a different team. But
exactly.
Centaur offlane is pretty solid. It kind of, the nice thing about it is that it kind of counters a lot of the weaknesses of Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger, usually when heroes run at her, she always has to run away. That's just simply how it works. Having a Force Staff can help offset that. But the more important thing is if your team can initiate with a tanky frontliner, then Empire or the enemy team will usually kind of collapse around that initiator, and then Drow can sit in the back throwing arrows. If Drow Ranger gets gone on, then Centaur can just press his ultimate, and then when she runs away, she's way faster than their opponents. Like, there's a lot of offsets like that that are really good. If they clump too fast on Drow Ranger, Centaur can counter-initiate. So those kind of heroes that are tanky, can initiate rapidly, or counter-initiate can change the whole game. Like, as Sven just blink ulties and initiates on Drow, she usually just gets blown up anyways.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Centaur can try to ult and have Drow get out of there, but that's you're absolutely right about what Sven can do. Yeah. Especially later on in the game, I mean, or earlier when Drow doesn't have as much HP. Like, they can blow the crap out of her if they get a couple of these nukes off. Like, yeah, it's going to be ridiculous.
Blow the crap out of her. Mott, speaking of this, what would a betting man say about this game or draft?
Yeah, well, that's a good question that you asked there, Purge. Real quick, make sure you guys, if you do intend on betting on this game, make sure you guys check out Betway.com for all of your betting needs. Of course, if you sign up with the banner below, you will, of course, have a free €5 bet. Of course, Betway is a legal gambling site, and you need to be 18 years of age and older in order to be participating, as well as in a country that has gambling legal. So make sure you guys check out Betway.com. But with that, we'll jump into the game, Purge, and, well, you were talking about the draft. What do you feel about this draft from both sides? Who do you think is going to come out on top, at least in this first game?
Well, Empire went for the 4 melee strat versus the Drow strat, a bit interesting. 4 melees versus a Centaur could be really good for Vega. They've also got, what, roaming pot? No, I'm sorry, it's a core bottom. I think it's pretty good for Vega. The problem is that with the last Sven pick, it gives him a really strong carry, but it also gives him Warcry, which is going to resist a lot of the damage output coming out of Vega. So it's possible Vega is going to have some damage problems, but as long as the Centaur gets a relatively fast Blink Dagger, they should be able to propel from their good laning stage into a strong mid game. But it all kind of comes down to how well Axe does in response, as well as the roaming support Kunkka. Well, everything else is going to be pretty straightforward.
And Ghostic is ready. I mean, after yesterday, he was playing the Axe shooter, by the way. He had a tough offlane, and he's ready to go to the jungle. He has that Iron Talon. Great name, by the way. Great name. Love Irontown. Big fan. And you also see a fight breaking out here. There's going to be the Stormhammer, and it looks like FNG's just going to walk into a world of hurt. The Torrent will come out. He will die almost instantly. Stomp, though, under Undershock. He's pretty low, and he might fall here. Nice usage of the Fairy Fire. He'll stay alive. Mag getting chased down as well. Another Stormhammer. The Torrent to fall. The Arrow not doing anything. They get two. Two for Afterlife. The Fortune 10 continuing to go on to Pushka is low as well, but it looks like he will in fact stay alive. But no, the last tick of Ignite brings him down. Afterlife, no Warcry, still level 1, but they will be able to get away. Yes, they lose the Kunkka, but a great fight coming out for Vega Squadron there.
Yeah, saving Dragon Knight was pretty huge. It's actually going to delay him getting to the mid lane by, even with him denying himself here, it still delays him going back to the mid lane for quite a while. So it's not all terrible for Vega, but mostly that was just really well done by Empire. They hid behind trees, that way they came out last second and they were able to surprise their opponents. And they keep making these kind of plays around bounty runes, and it's smart. Like, good players, if they see you over there, they're just not going to go. But if you hide and anticipate that kind of a thing, it can change everything. Well,
I think I said great job by Vega. I meant to say Empire, but anyways, back into the game now. Crazy start. I love when teams contest over the bounty runes at the early stages, and it looks like we're going to have more contention over this top lane. They have the Stormhammer. They're not stacking their stuns, but this time they do with the Torrent. Stomp might come out, try to get all three. He gets two, and he's got no Fairy Fire. He has to salve. He will survive for the time being. It's very close. He has to salve up, and he will stay alive, at least for this point in time.
That was a little scary. Mega is able to get a salve off, though. The next Fortune's End would have came in about a second, so any more blocking of any kind and he would have died. It's pretty scary for Centaur to do this, although there are so many good like dual offlane supports right now that are tanky that it helps give him some experience in space at least.
Centaur is going to get some room to work with now. He's trying to get to level 2 desperately. Wants to have more than just that Stomp, which he's out of mana for now as he started with the Mangoes. It looks like Ghostic is just going to jungle at the start of this game. He's level 3 now. He's got 14 last hits, and this is how it goes for an Accident Iron Talon. It's just that easy. And yes, you're going to get a free farm down bottom, but that's not that big of a deal.
You have to. It's a Drow Disruptor. It's so much right-click damage in the early game that you can't deal with that much damage off it. Especially Disruptor. He does a lot of damage level 1 Thunderstrike. It's like 160 or something, like 40 times 4. That's legit. 160 magic damage with 1 skill point's incredible. So that plus 2 range heroes with Drow Aura means, and especially once they get Glimpse, there's no way that he survives that lane. It's just so much safer to jungle.
Yep. I mean, we see that a lot with Drow strats. Wrapping around mid, Undershock's going to get ignited here. Fire Blast not available, but the Breathe Fire will come through. Era connects perfectly with a Starstorm following up. And there's the kill for Iceberg. Iceberg's performance in a lot of games that I've seen recently has been very impressive, I've got to say. I really enjoy watching Iceberg perform. I think he's a great mid player, and I like seeing more of him.
Yeah, I feel like Vega almost always has some of the best laners in the game, especially like solo laners. In the past, like, oh, great glimpse back by Seema.
That's huge.
Oh my god, did they outplay
Enjoy the run.
So bad.
Undershock, we'll see you in about 2 minutes, my friend.
Oh man. That's so big, man. He's got 7 last hits versus Mirana's 17. They basically roamed on him using Bloodlust, the power of Ogre having 8 armor, easy tower dive and kill. Once he landed the arrow, that is. And then they rotate over the Disruptor in anticipation of him respawning and TPing back to lane. And that loses him 40 seconds or something. It's like an equal amount of time or less that the Disruptor shifted over. And now he's just getting wrecked. He's level 3 versus the level 5 Mirana. You never see this kind of domination in 2016 Dota, man.
Yeah, that's very true. So you have a lane being won mid heavily by Vega. They've taken the bottom tier 1 tower as they have a Drow Ranger with Bloodlust early on, 2 points of Precision Aura as well, not to mention a Wraith Band and a Band of Elven Skin. And, well, the only thing that might be going a little poorly is top lane, where Mag has died once, but I think that was in the early stages of the game when they were fighting over the rune. Yeah, Everything is really coming up Vega at this point, I think, for the most part.
Ooh, FNG might be able to kill Miposhka here.
He's got Bloodlust on. Look at how much... He's got a lot of attack speed. The X-Marks will barely save him, I feel like. And Miposhka still wants to go for this kill. Undershock does he even have Dragon Tail? Miposhka, the Torrent will save him again. Will he be able to turn it around? They get the kill, and now FNG can die happily. He will end up falling to the Oracle's Purifying Flames and Fortune's End. But that is still a solo kill for Miposhka.
Look at Ogre here. He got 1 level in Ignite. It's pretty much maximizing the slow and damage for 1 skill point. And he got 2 in Bloodlust. And his boots, Windlace, he comboed it with a Blightstone, because really most of Ogre's damage output is actually in his right click in the early game.
Right.
So with Bloodlust, he's running super fast because he has these 2 movement speed abilities, and then he increases his right-click damage by about 12% by getting a Blightstone. It's pretty cool, actually.
I mean, it's what we saw with Ogre earlier. Like, he would used to pick up the Orb of Venom, but the Blightstone this time around is a more interesting choice. And by the way, Bloodlust level 2 damage is, or at least attack speed, is kind of ridiculous. Like, it was crazy. Glimpse back in the Fine Undershock. There's the Fire Blast. They have Starstorm in 5. They arrow first. The Torrent will be off the mark, but here comes the rest of the squad. They will pick up the kill, and that's another death going on the DK. Meanwhile, Axe getting chucked down. The Starstorm is going to work. Iceberg will get a double, and they're not done yet. FNG has spotted, or I thought he spotted Miposhka. He looks like he wants to drop the ward down first instead, behind this tower to get them some great vision. Miposhka will stay in the tree line. It is going to be a 2-for-0 there. A huge engagement. Such great roaming from Vega right now. I mean, FG maybe needs to be careful here as Miposhka's on the hunt. Looks like he will be able to find it.
They're just completely outplaying Empire in terms of rotations, which is pretty crazy considering yesterday they were the ones easily outplaying the enemy teams.
Yeah, Empire.
FN's got so many last hits too. I mean, so does Sven, but the other lane is just going completely one-sided. 41 last hits now for Marana versus the 19 of Dragon Knight.
I mean, it's a ridiculous start. Other than this Sven,
Did you catch that kill?
I did not, unfortunately.
That was Sven dying.
Yeah. How did he? It was a. Oh, looks like King R's going to go down as well, as Iceberg will pick up that one. It looks like it was a combination of Mag as well as the Disruptor. I might be wrong. It might have been more.
Probably contested the rune.
Yeah, that.
I think it was Marana solo. Disruptor and Centaur were the ones that killed the
No, he died up here in the lane, unless he was running back from the contention.
Yeah, but that's because he ran from the rune. He got initiated here, and then bottom just changed him.
Okay, I see. Well, that miss will only happen once this game, so don't worry about it. Yeah, Torrent, Sioma getting caught, breathe fire. Should be an easy pickup here, but we've seen crazier things happen before. Dragon Tail Arrow does sit onto 1, but Sioma eventually, at least does waste a lot of time with that kill. Mag did have to use the Stampede just to try to save him. I don't blame him for doing it, but unsuccessful in doing so. So easy support kill there. It gets them back on the board for Empire after missing out on a lot of kills. And the Sven dying also is, it's vastly important because, again, Sven is a hero that wants to be ahead in net worth by a couple thousand. He's a lot like an alchemist, and that's why you have the ancients being stacked and being taken later on down the road, but they've not been stacked. And I think right now Vega are pretty much winning all 3 lanes at this point.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
And they're going to find another kill.
Yeah.
Vega are running over them.
The build is just so cool on the Ogre. Like, normally when you go this 1-1-4 skill build, it just seems so mediocre for Ogre. His early, like his mid to late game are just so bad because all he's doing is facilitating his allies.
Oh my god, that Starstorm damage coming out from Iceberg. I mean, DK is generally a tanky hero, but not nearly tanky enough against all of that magic damage. He needs a cloak or out or something because he's dying almost instantly. Look at the DK's items purge. He's got nothing, and he finally gets up his infused raindrop. But
no, that's his second infused raindrop, dude. That's 450 gold he spent on those.
Arrow on Miposhka. He looks like he's about to fall. I mean, they're running over them. Ghost Stick, this is not a fight you want to take. Luckily, they avoid that Static Storm, but they will have this Fed coming in. He's got his armlet. They're just chewing through him. Can they bring him down? The answer to that question is abso-freaking-lutely. They'll kill one. They're looking for a second. The arrow just misses, but they've got the glimpse ready to go. Ghost Stick trying to get some more armor. Misses out of the coin blade. Almost got Iceberg. This is a slaughter. Iceberg will end up falling. Finally.
He messed up, but it's okay. They're absolutely stomping right. The amount of kiting that they're doing is just insane. But I kind of feel like Empire's throwing their heads against the wall. They feel very tilted to me. Just mis-executing their ganks repeatedly and their defensive moves. I mean, at least they're going to get 1 D-ward here, but Vega's just completely controlling the mid lane. Sentries all around. They eventually did grab the Observer ward. It's getting so out of control. The game's technically out of control already, really. That was like everybody dying for nothing. I
mean, there's a 10,000 net worth lead purge at 9 minutes into the game. That's one of the largest leads we've ever seen, I think, in a Dota game. And this is we were singing Empire's praises earlier on, and especially during the draft. I don't know what's happening other than just solid laning from Vega and obviously the rotations from the supports. That really is what it came down to, is I think FNG has drafted themselves with some superior support movements, and I don't know, they're just finding free engagements, and they're going to find Undershock more than likely get it. He's just taking so much damage. The raindrop will save him for a moment, but he comes back. The Ignite is up, and he'll breathe fire right before dying, and Undershock has died
Tower has
6 times now. 6 deaths for the mid DK.
And Iceberg's about to finish his Axe. He's only 900 gold away. Like, if you get that around 15 minutes, you're having a good time.
Oh,
But
God.
he's gonna finish this by like 12. How are they gonna survive this? Like, they've got Oracle at least, but he doesn't even have his ult yet. He's just now about to hit 6.
I don't think they can survive it. An Ags Mirana, whereas the DK has literally nothing.
And
His
Drow as well.
Shreds.
She just finished her Shadow Blade at 10 minutes with Dragonlance Shreds. It's so
Oh
strong.
my God.
Like, even if Sven wants to do Ancients or something, they could just be there.
He's not even clear the stack. I shouldn't even say stack. He's not even clear the camp that was there earlier.
top tower is under attack.
From the beginning of the game, essentially.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So,
Radiant structures are fortified.
kind of crazy, honestly.
So they're gonna try to do some split pushing at least. Mag's in position. Doesn't have Blink Dagger though. But he does have Stampede. They're going for it.
Trying looking for a fight. We'll look for a kill down bottom here. There's initiation happening. False Promise comes out. Afterlife low. Now the Static Storm. They just missed on Ghost Tick. Now flips it back in, it looks like, and then they will find 2 quick ones. And it's just everything that can go wrong will go wrong in these games. Mag still looking for King R. Fortune's End. Not going to save you, my friend. 3 down, and Vega rather continue to just hit the A button and move forward. It's literally attack after attack after attack. And
Yeah,
it's
they've got the
crazy.
items. So, like, even winning a team fight like that's pretty insane. There was like 4 Empire Heroes set up. They TP'd in one by one, and they still survived through the initial burst and ended up clearing the fight so easily.
Who was the
Axe is
first?
done.
Can you tell me who was the first person to TP into that engagement for
It was
Vega?
Centaur.
Well, that's probably the best one to do it. The smoke up, and this feels like if they don't do anything with this smoke, this game will end.
Well, FNG could die here. That's the only weakness they have. That's the person to go on. I don't know if they've seen him though. He's by the trees.
Afterlife has been spotted out. They get the Aegis, not yet. It's been picked up finally, but here comes the Starstorm.
the double.
The Aghanim Scepter Ghost Tick in trouble. And the Dragon, well, looks like he's going to try to do some work as well, but they've lost already their axe. They're getting kited around in Afterlife. That ulti is going to mean absolutely nothing. FN picks up another kill. Dragontail comes out. FN has the Aegis, mind you. Jump in, stop. King R has been found. Another Starstorm, another double edge, and another slaughter as the DK
Quite
silenced
very
up. There's the Starstorm coming out, and another double edge. It's a
I-
4-man team wipe.
Dude, I don't know. I'm feeling like a GG is really close here. Oh, Maposhka might get a solo. It's so hard though.
Static
Doesn't
Storm.
have enough damage.
He can't. Jump in. Glimpse back. And that's all 5 dead in that engagement. I don't think there's anything they can do, man. I think you're right. A GG might be coming very shortly.
Oh man, it's so tough. They're buying raindrops to try to win fights, but they're just eating their raindrops and losing any gold that they could be putting towards items. Sven's the closest one to being farmed, but he built Armlet first.
Lord.
Like, I don't even know if that was going to change the game, especially because Drow's so far ahead now. Like, normally a Drow Ranger doesn't get that many points in a Frost Arrows, but because they've hit this timing, they keep winning fights, getting levels, and now Frost Arrows is maxed out, so he has a 60% movement speed slow against Sven as long as he's not in melee range. It's just so straightforward to fight.
If you hit the F5 button and just look at the items and
That's
itemization, like look
It
at
doesn't-
that.
There's a lot of boots wands on Empire's side, and there's a lot of
There's one item, and it's the armlet, and then everything else on the side of Vega. Everyone has an item. I mean, even the Ogre, who's playing the 5 position, arguably the 6 position at this point, as he almost picked up Veil. He has Medallion, so they have plenty of damage. So much so that it's ridiculous. It's scary as
Yeah.
well. Very scary for them.
Well, at least Axe has Tranquil Boots and 1,300 gold. They need Blink Dagger, basically. They need their opponents to group up, and they need to get kills. That's the only way they win this game.
Static
Fights like
Storm,
these.
bottom. Looks like there's going to be a Stampede coming out as well. They want to find these kills, but it's actually a 4 versus 2 if they
scared.
go for the fight, and that is an
They're
aggressive
really scared.
way.
They could have gotten that kill for sure. The other 3 heroes were across the map. They don't know that. They don't have good map control.
Pushka, X marks, jump and stomp. False Promise has to be used. Pushka actually will live for now. There's the call. Looks like they might find him. Iceberg's low. Culling Blade not there, but he does get brought down low enough. Not dead yet. 2 dead on this side of Empire. They've lost their axe. They're about to lose a 3rd. And just like that, it's just, they're dead almost instantly. Every time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, this game looks real over. High ground begins. They've got Solar Fist as well. They can put that on Draw Ranger so that she doesn't take as much damage from a tower siege. And another kill top, trying to split push, but 2 heroes go back and easily kill. Like, it's totally fine if they don't even Rax here. They don't have to. But they easily can with 3 heroes. It's crazy.
I can't even believe that this is how this game is going. Ghost Ship's gonna come through Torrent. Iceberg might be in trouble. Can they bring him down this time? Fortune's dead. There's the Dragon Tail, and he will fall. That is a dominating spree that will go to Iceberg, or excuse me, Undershock on the DK. That is a serious chunk of change. He's up to 1,000 right now, and he needs that armlet.
Like, that one death just was a 2,200 gold swing. 2,300 gold swing.
Yeah.
One death. It wasn't 600, like I said. Everybody got a shitload of gold there. That's how far behind they are. You actually shouldn't make mistakes like that. The game could be closed out right now, and all that's happening is Vega's like playing sloppy because they know they're so stupidly far ahead. But you can't make those mistakes too many more times. I mean, if you die like 6, 7, 8 more times like that, the game is almost even again.
I agree with you. Vega seems to be, I mean, for the most part, they're I feel like they walk this dangerous line with every fight they take. They almost lose a hero, but somehow they keep it up and keep the fight going in their favor. But we'll wait and see how things transition here.
Most of that's just gold advantage right now, though. It's pretty straightforward. They got so many kills in their lanes. They outplayed consistently. They're looking pretty good right now. Wuhoshka's going to push out lanes mid using Torrent. It's very important that all heroes on Empire push the lanes because they want to limit Vega's map control and ability to take a Rax. But it's kind of hard because they can't stay in a lane for too long, otherwise they will get ganked. So we'll see. Afterlife's going to have to retreat right now. But the problem is that this ward actually spotted him. They know exactly where he is. Oh, he's got a blink though, so you can blink TP. It's way different. Unless they just guess on him.
They're going to find the stop out of Afterlife. They see him now. Right click is blink canceled. They need a glimpse here. They get another right click off. Now it looks like they're turning this around. Undershock, though, is getting kited. Static Storm, they've already lost Ghost Stick again. The Ghost Ship will come through, but it doesn't look to be enough as the Star Storm blows him up yet again. And it looks like they will lose Afterlife once more. 4 dead after this unfortunate Oracle goes down. They'll lay into him.
I think he's going to make it. It's going to be close.
Alright, that's it, my friend. GG is in fact called by King R. What a performance by this squad of Vega, man. I mean, it's insane how well they played.
They really actually played perfectly. Perfect rotations on the mid lane. They're already getting outlaned. Amazing rotations that transition into completely one-sided ganks and team fights. They were ganking 2 heroes on different sides of the map with only 2 heroes. Like, the fact that they killed Sven with just the offlaner and a rotating disruptor already makes a huge difference. That kind of things. That's what wins you games.
FNG's draft here in this game was absolutely outstanding. You look at the graphs here at the end of the game, and there was never a lead for Empire in this game whatsoever. It was all Vega all the time. 31-7. It's quite the way to end the game. Player net worth wise, of course, top of the pack is going to be none other than FN. Shortly there, surely a little bit behind was, of course, the Miranda played by Iceberg. What a heck of a game. All around, really, Purge. I mean, just what do you do for your Empire? I mean, you got literally stomped in that game. How do you come back and just deal with this?
It all comes down to ganks. Group up with your team, unexpectedly smoke, trade. Basically spend 3 or 4 heroes to try to kill one, and if you do that, it's similar to the Miranda dying. It gives you huge gold swings every single time. If you can do that just a couple more times in the early mid game before they group up, if Vega does spread out a little bit, it can change everything. Or if you can anticipate any of the ganks, that makes a huge difference as well. But it's really tough against good players, and Empire just lost the lanes way too hard.
Well, with those lanes being lost, Empire will have to look forward to game number 2. This is a best-of-3 series, but again, Empire loses this next game, and they are out of the tournament for the WCA European Qualifiers, presented by Betway.com. So make sure you guys check out that site. Make sure you stay right here on Moondog TV as well, because we'll be bringing you game number 2 action right around the corner. Stick around, everybody.
Think you know esports? Then prove it. Win real money on all your favorite esports games. Just pick your event. We have loads to choose from. And place your bet. Win real money at Betway.